The Two Frogs. Once upon a time in the country of Japan there lived two frogs, one of whom made his home in a ditch near the town of Osaka, on the seacoast, while the other dwelt in a little clear stream which ran through the city of Kioto. At such a great distance apart they had never even heard of each other, but, funnily enough, the idea came into both their heads at once that they should like to see a little of the world, and the frog who lived in Kyoto wanted to visit Osaka, and the frog who lived in Osaka wished to go to Kyoto, where the great Mikado had his palace. So one fine morning in the spring they both set out along the road that led from Kyoto to Osaka, one from one end and the other from the other. The journey was more tiring than they expected, for they did not know much about traveling, and halfway between the two towns there rose a mountain which had to be climbed. It took them a long time and a great many hops to reach the top, but they were there at last, and what was a surprise to see another frog before him. They looked at each other for a moment without speaking, and then fell into conversation, explaining the cause of their meeting so far from their homes. It was delightful to find that they both felt the same wish, to learn a little bit more of their native country. As there was no sort of hurry, they stretched themselves out in a cool, damp place, and agreed that they would have a good rest before they parted to finish their ways. "What a pity we are not bigger," said the Osaka frog, "for then we could see both towns from here, and tell if it is worth going on." "Oh, that is easily managed," replied the Kyoto frog. "We have only got to stand up on our hind legs and hold on to each other, and then we can each look at the town he is traveling to." This idea pleased the Osaka frog so much that at once he jumped up and put his front paws on the shoulders of his friend, who had also risen. There they both stood, stretching themselves as high as they could, and then holding each other tightly so that they might not fall down. The Kyoto frog turned his nose towards Osaka, and the Osaka frog turned his nose towards Kyoto. But the foolish things forgot that when they stood up, the great eyes lay at the back of their heads, and that they thought their noses might point in the places to which they wanted to go, their eyes beheld the places from which they had come. "Dear me," cried the Osaka frog, "Kyoto is exactly like Osaka. It is certainly not worth such a long journey. I shall go home." "If I had any idea that Osaka was only a copy of Kyoto, I should never have traveled this way," exclaimed the frog from Kyoto. And as he spoke, he took his hands from his friend's shoulders, and they both fell down to the grass. Then they took a polite farewell to each other, and set off for home again. To the end of their lives they believed that Osaka and Kyoto, which are different to look at as two towns can be, were like as two peas.